and maybe you're like everybody else who actually wants to pay attention, and that's your choice. Oh, I thought we'd start off today early because I had some other things to take care of. But I think my question today, if anybody has any response, feel free to chime. I'm still working on this, and don't feel free if you want to subscribe to the channel. Be sure to do so. I appreciate comments and views about anything that you have to say. This is not a channel based on bias or anything else about it. It's more of a discussion, or maybe it's a discussion topic. It should be. But today's discussion topic would be: what is the difference between the Jewish Holocaust or the Native American Holocaust? Because I don't see that there's really that much, except that they have to drag the Jewish Holocaust all over the world. Because and Hitler's a fucking serial killer. So you took that time. But it's like, with Native Americans, pretty much in the past, the United States government has over 80 different treaties with them that they've broken every one of them. And pretty much so much to try to attempt to block them right off the face of the earth. So, and where they look at this as their country, they think it's our country. It is. It's our country. But we're all Americans, and they are too. And so the Native Americans need to be treated like they should have been in the first place instead of harangued, slaughtered. Um, you get my drift. So that's kind of it for this moment. Uh, I was thinking about last night that it's funny that we see all this talk about uh, anti-Semitism on uh, college campuses, and I don't give a shit about colleges one way or the other. I'm burning the ground as far as I'm concerned, but it's funny that they're getting beat on by all these liberal people that think that this anti-Semitic talk on college campuses is once again this shouldn't be happening, and then the president is going to sign an executive order that punishes the colleges for it. Well, that's not really fair because the thing is, if they can't take it, and they think they're anti-Semitic remarks, why can't they stand up for themselves and address it rather than having to depend on the colleges or the president or the government or whatever to solve the problem? That just sounds to me like it's kind of, well, why don't you go back where you came from, pick up a rifle, start killing some people, maybe you can come back with a different attitude rather than being a bunch of pampered little whiny babies. And I don't think the colleges should be punished for this. Most of them are nonprofits. They don't make money. They do they have a lot of endowments and stuff. But they also plan their budgets based on whatever they're supposed to be getting from the government. And if the government doesn't want to give money, that's fine. But it should be based on something such as a certain kind of speech or whatever. I'm half Native American myself, but if somebody says something to me that I find objectionable, I'll try to talk to them. But it's like my dad used to say, if you can't talk to them and they start putting their hands on you, you have to bust them up and go on from there. He spent 22 years in the army. He didn't take any crap off anybody, and I didn't take any off after my time. But it's just it's peculiar why. Well, now our government is getting involved with the college campuses are getting punished for this, and I don't think that's fair. If they don't like what's happening at that college, maybe they should go to a community college and not have to worry about it so much. Rather than going to Columbia or Harvard or Princeton, because they have to go there, so it's, they're special. They're really not. None of you guys are special. There's the Jewish kids, the Palestinian kids. Listen, either put your shit aside because you're in America, or shut the fuck up. Okay. So, whichever you got, I'm gonna sit here for a minute. Have my coffee. Well, actually, it's tea. Charlie was going to take for me, so we could have a musical interlude right now, I guess. Really felt like it was necessary, but I find that Some of the music I listen to is not exactly what other people want to hear. So we will discuss music at another time. Maybe play something like, oh, I don't know. Let's do, we'll run through this one real quick and see what happens. Uh, kind of geriatric, as you can see, another wonderful thing. Okay. I don't imagine that most people are up this sort of listening to some badly idiot like me that's okay. I wouldn't expect it to be the best. Okay. Yeah, classic. Play the Return of the Son of Monster Magnet by the Mothers of Invention. There we go.
Released on the Mother's debut album, Freak Out.
Yeah, good. So I don't want to be one of those guys doing podcast work because I don't really have that much to say. I watch some of them, but I'm not really big. I mean, I can't sit there and I'm not bringing anybody in to talk to anytime soon. Maybe it'll happen later, but not right now. It's a little bit hard to keep the stream going. But if you would like to subscribe, please feel free to do so. We will gradually get to something hopefully that you want to talk about, or if you have any suggestions, please feel free to leave any message you have at any time. Have one particular something very easy to find out. Okay. Warrior Destroyer at Warrior Destroyer hyphen Y9. Oh, that's the last one. I was ready to that. Whatever it is. I don't remember that one. So much work for my brain. Oh, yeah. Okay. No. Oh, no. Something in that area. I'm sure you can look it up if you want. You can subscribe. So, but that's all I'm really having a question about today because I know that it comes up periodically more now than it used to. So, we're constantly seeing this dragging of the Jewish Holocaust uh, into other matters that really don't pertain to us in the United States as a whole. I mean, as a country. It's over. That's over, guys. It's over a long time. Same thing with you don't see Native Americans parading around all over the place, putting up museums or monuments or whatever to the fact that there were more Native Americans slaughtered uselessly than they were really accounted for, despite all the treaties they were promised. And it's sad. Jewish Holocaust was sad, very sad. But so was the Native American Holocaust, which happened long before the Jewish Holocaust ever came along, guys. So the only monument that we really have that stands up in recognition is the newly recently carved head of Crazy Horse coming out of wherever that mountain was that they did. Because, I mean, let's face it, Crazy Horse was not one of those guys that was going to lay down and let him run over his ass. He was a warrior. That's what he was. He was a warrior. He was a warrior. He was the contrary warrior. He was right into battle stage backwards on his horse because he wasn't afraid of death. And I think that's good. I learned a lot from that myself. There's nothing to be afraid of. Better to be killed in a battle than to run from your enemy. Uh, Vikings were very good about that. Their most important thing is if they died, they needed to die with a sword in their hand so that they could reach Valhalla. And for those of you that don't know much about Norse legend or Norse beliefs, you have to go back to probably anywhere. It could be probably 1200 BC before they ever got around to. You know, that was always their belief. Their belief was that they had to die with a sword in their hand better than that. And that way they were running into a by boat. I think it's that same thing with every way. Sometimes some people want to know why things happen. And then they want to say, oh, God is forsaken. Well, I don't know that, do you? Why would he do that? And at the same time, if he's still there, why is he not making some kind of different change on things as we go forward in this world? Because I don't see any great ones. I mean, will we ever have another holocaust of any sort by anybody, whether it's Jews or Palestinians or Middle Easterners or Americans? Who knows? We have no idea. No. And to presume that we can stop it or prevent it is actually kind of foolish. But we have a lot of fools in this world, and I don't know what else to say about that except that the best thing to do is try and keep your head up, keep your eyes open. Remember, I don't care whether you're Jewish or Palestinian, you're Mexican, Venezuelan, black, white. We're all in this together, guys. So try and remember that when you see somebody, try to be nice and say, hey, how you doing? Just whatever. Just be kind. And remember that the only way to preserve peace is for us to be peaceful people. So, peace out, guys. Peace out. Have a great day. Love you. Bye.